Hi, I'm Katie Moonstone. Welcome back. If you guys would all just take a minute, I'm going to clear the air in our heart spaces at this time. Woo! How's everybody doing today? This reading is for the 10th or 11th. I'm going to probably put it out early because the full moon is coming, and I already did a full moon reading for everybody. But because it's a full moon, I need to take a step back because I don't want to project anything or manipulate the energy with my own. I guess apparently I got some releasing to do because I'm already feeling the energy now. So I wanted to bring it up that the full moon always brings in release, right? But this one carries a special energy. You may feel old emotions surfacing, family patterns repeating, or deep reflection pulling at you, okay? This full moon isn't just about personal healing. It's a deep clearing of patterns, wounds, and emotional blocks that might not even be yours. So what does a strawberry offer? It's sweet and it's made to savor the moment, right? And then it vanishes. This moon is to awaken and stir your roots up and help you see which belief has quietly shaped your path. So the sweetness you've maybe been handed might get more complicated as the full moon surfaces, and you don't get to spit out what you were not meant to digest. Oh, I'm sorry. You get to spit out what you were not meant to digest. This is about our tongues, our family, and like the words that they used. You know, the lies in our bloodlines that carry in our energy. Not everything passed through our bloodlines is sacred. Some of it is a spiritual trap wrapped in the word tradition. Not all guidance or words were helpful they're not all helpful for who you are becoming. When the spiritual family tree starts shaking, some of those fruits, they don't fall. And the only way that they do fall is if you cut that branch off, right? This is ancestral breakthrough, or past lives of yourself and the past lives of your ancestors. That's what this energy is bringing in. This moon wants truth and not sugar. This moon is not only going to harvest, but it's going to be reckoning havoc in a sense, asking you to separate yourselves from people. You won't be angry and you're not going to be heartbroken, okay? It's not that type of energy. But maybe your family traditions were basically manipulation tactics. You're not going to be rejecting your family. You're going to probably be separating yourself from your family. What you're doing is you're not rejecting your family, you're rejecting the version of you that kept pretending that everything was fine when things were not. But that version of you was very necessary. It survived, but it can't come with you in the now, as you move forward. Those past things that happened in your life with your family or ancestral things, they cannot come with you anymore. Traditions become a trap the moment you stop questioning them. This shift is preparation for a new energetic archetype. The rituals, the phrases, and the rules that were once your cage are now going to, basically those words, and they kept you small, okay? It put you in a cage and kept you small. Your family is waking up to a pattern that you were meant to break, okay? So your family is going to start repeating a pattern, but you are meant to break this pattern, okay? And your family members, they're going to probably start acting really, really strange around you. The more you change your frequency, the more their masks will start slipping or fall off. They're going to start saying things that's going to actually hit you, and it's going to sting, okay? Your growth is uncomfortable for them. Not because you're doing anything wrong, but because you're doing what they could not do. It's not your job to fix them, but it's your job to notice. So observe them, because how they react is exactly what is going to tell you everything that you need to know. Okay. And this is about the unspoken rules you were expected to follow, the unspoken things that you were meant to follow. This moon not only breaks chains, it activates echoes. You might be mirroring someone in your family that never got to finish what they started. Someone who saw through the illusions a little too early, and they probably outcasted themselves. And then like in family, let's say, and the family probably talked about them little by little by little and changed the narratives of the stories as, time went on. That's usually a telltale sign that something's not right. Some ancestors don't pass down their wounds. They pass down their unfinished sentences or their missions. And now you are that sentence, and you need to finish it for them so that their souls can rest. The misunderstood ones, they don't just disappear. They just wait for someone like you, and now that you're waking up, they need you to finish or break something that they could not, because they went as far as they could, and now they are going to broadcast a very clear signal to you. And they're basically passing a torch to you. They're saying, it's your turn, you have to do this. This will be done casually, and when you get this feeling, and it'll probably be around a certain family member, it might hit or feel wrong. This is spiritual confirmation, okay? You might get a chill, you might end up like being in the middle of dinner with them and somebody says something and all of a sudden you fade out. You're still there, you're just fading out. It usually happens accidentally, but it is part of your destiny, so don't make a mistake. Your soul will know that something isn't right. They won't remember saying it because it's the energy or alignment that made them say it. You'll just know what to do and what to say, but remember, once you receive this message, now the spiritual weather changes. This moon brings memories and contrast, okay? Like 1 minute you're sitting in a room full of people feeling love, feeling lucky, and then suddenly this wave hits you and you'll be reminded on how many times love came with a condition. Like getting a compliment from a parent that seemed genuine, but then it reminds a version of you of what you had to abandon to receive that compliment. So don't ignore it. What did you have to do to make your mom notice you, or your dad, or your grandparents, or an aunt or an uncle, So don't ignore it. That emotion is going to sting, but that's the exact echo, okay? That's what's gonna echo. That was left unspoken finally gets some airtime. This moon isn't ruining your joy, it's trying to purify it. So when you feel love, you know that it's real and not a rehearsal, and not with conditions. This way, when someone gives to you real love, it's not part of a transaction. Here, I'll give you some love. Here, I love you, but I need you to do this for me. That's a transaction, Maybe it wasn't love. Maybe like your relationship with, let's say, a parent, maybe it's not love. You just do it out of loyalty. And loyalty can be disguised as love because you're kind of lying to yourself. You're not opening up to the truth of the situation. Again, family traps, or the word tradition and family, sometimes it's a spiritual trap, right? So recognizing, let's say, the rotten or the rot that's hidden in the fruit doesn't ruin the fruit. It teaches you to grow on your own. You'll be clean, whole, and it's yours, okay? Just because someone held you doesn't mean it helped you. And I mean that with your mom. This brings out mother energies because the moon itself, the moon, like Cancers are a ruling planet, is moon, okay, is the moon. And usually that energy is like the mother's energy. So this might fall back on a lot of mothers and fathers as well, depending if your father is in a feminine energy. And usually when a male that's in his emotions and that he's not balanced, that's his feminine energy coming out. A man that's abusive, that's his feminine energy coming out. When a man is balanced, he's not abusive. So don't question it. This is the chain of your family. Phrases like, that's just how it is, or we don't need to talk about that. You owe them, and some of them will be like, you owe me. I gave birth to you, you owe me. The truth is, it was never gold, it was rust, crumbling away. And you were taught to carry this as if it was an honor. It wrapped around your choices, your dreams, and your voice, and you wore it like a necklace, even when it hurt your skin. The truth is, you're not betraying your bloodline by putting this chain down. You're proving your evolution. These rules were survival tactics from a different time. So your family members did this because this was their way to survive, but they were born in a different time, a different generation. They had to they don't have the same choices that we have now today, right? So what protected them then is now poisoning you right now, okay? This moon doesn't want your guilt, it wants your clarity, okay? Maybe your grandmother stayed silent so that your mother could speak a little louder. Maybe your father bent so far backwards that he broke just to keep the family together or strong. But that doesn't mean you need to keep bending, not to hear or to carry the whole house. You're here to open the windows of that house. You need to see. This is repair, okay? So you can see it, name it, break it, and then finally realize that you were never truly bound. The chain wasn't locked, it looked shiny from a distance. The unspoken family curse ends now at this full moon. So we are going to be breaking family generational curses at this full moon, okay? Don't look at the drama, look at the silence. What is the hidden silence of every family? I know my family has a ton of them. We call them skeletons in the closet. Every one of my family members has one. And most of my family members are the most judgmental people that walk on this planet. Most of them are hypocrites. You know what I mean? And they look down on people, and they have no reason to be looking down on anybody, especially from when they all came from. So trust me. And that's why I don't even talk to, I broke away from my family at a young age purposely because I didn't want to be around this. So I've already been through this, but I know many people, it doesn't matter what age you did it or are going to do it, but some of you are going to start doing this now. You know, again, we're all on different paths and we're all on different timelines. So look at the silence in your family about the unspoken words, you know, like your mom body shaming you. You know, my mom always told me, don't ever wear white because you'll get raped. Like, who does that? You know? And then she'll turn around and make me feel bad about myself. Like, you need to dye your hair because you look like Morticia Adams. I guess apparently my natural color is black, so there's really nothing I can do about it. Like a dark brownish black, you know. So I always bleached my hair because I was afraid that I would look like death warmed over me. She always told me that you look like death warmed over you. So Again, I do not speak with my mom because I realized my parents were so young when they had me. They weren't actually like, they were raised by the silencers, right? So they weren't able to speak about anything. And at the end of the day, they weren't loved properly. And so they were never going to be able to love me properly because they can't even get over their own past. And they don't even take accountability for the things that they do. And that's a whole nother story, you know? So I don't talk to any of my family members. Some of them I do. I'm not saying all of them, but some of them I do talk to. And I have good ties with them. And the ones that I don't talk to, it's it. You know, I can't allow them to keep beating me up and letting my kids see that, you know. And I don't want my kids to think that they came from a crappy family. So, and I tried to hide that from them. And then it's really funny because it ended up happening to them from their own other parent. So, you know, you're damned if you do and you're damned if you don't. But I do know that I broke the one curse of my family bloodline, and that was, I did say to myself at a very young age, I don't ever want to be like my mom. And then on my grandma's deathbed, she told me something that I knew I broke a generational curse, because the women in our family seem to not have been good moms, and I turned out to be one of them because my grandma told me, you know, she was actually very envious of what I had with my children. And we're just gonna leave it as that. It's another day. Well, actually, no. What she said was, you have the love and respect of your children, and they truly love you, and I'll never know what that feels like. So there you go. That's what she said to me. There's a lot more that she said, like in the beginning of my childhood. So I knew that I really wasn't part of my family bloodline, that I came down to help break something that she could not do because she told me. She actually was waiting for me to enter her family. And when she did, she put me on a pedestal because she knew I was going to be able to break all the things that she could not do. Because she knew she had anger inside of her that she could not release. She ended up releasing it before she passed, and the look in her eyes, I knew she released it because I see a lot of people die, and when she passed, she had a peace over her. She was so ready, and she had a peace, like just peace all up in her I've never seen before. So you can release it, but it took her to the very end. And that's a shame, right? So, but she's in good spirits now, so it is what it is. And I'm still carrying some of that torch. So I know what I'm going to be doing on the full moon. So if you guys, I probably won't be putting anything out on the 11th because I already did for the 11th. And I did individual signs. So that's a little bit of my story. You're welcome to put in the comments of your stories because I love hearing them. It just makes me feel like, you know what, I'm not crazy and I'm not alone, and yay for us. In this big mass of a universe, we all found each other. Here we are. Anyways, where did I leave off at? Well, the full moon is going to be a pressure valve for every sentence your ancestors never got to say. So if you feel your throat tightening up from, like, I've been feeling it all week, so now it makes sense, because I know I've been having a hard time doing these readings and stuff. And my grandma, by the way, she was very spiritually in tune, okay? A lot of people in my family that did not believe her, they would tell you when she says something, you better listen up, because it always came true. And it would freak a lot of people out. So a lot of people in my family were scared of, you know, her spiritual gifts and mine. So back to the full moon is going to be a pressure valve for every sentence your ancestors never got to say. So if you feel your throat tightening up, don't push it down, okay? Use it to speak. Honor that feeling, because you need to heal that for, I need to heal that for my grandma, for the things that she even told me, because when she told me, hey, you're special, you have a spiritual gift, but don't talk about it. You need to hide that. You know how many people told me don't say that, because that's the very thing that's going to put you in the loony bin. Why? Because people are scared of things that they don't understand. And that's what it comes down to. I'm not scared of it. I'm still going to be me, and I still spoke it. It did get me in trouble, though, just so you all know. And I pay a lot of money. I had to go actually take 3 psych evals. And they all came up that there was nothing wrong with me, that I'm not a danger to children. I'm great with people and children. It's just people don't like me because I'm not easily to manipulate. That's what it came up. So, going back, use it to speak, okay? That silence was never yours to be. It wasn't, that silence is not yours. It's just a generational memory that got implanted into our energetic fields, okay? It's passed down when your mother avoided eye contact when things got real. The way your father changed the subject. They didn't realize that they were actually casting a spell to keep this wound alive within the family bloodlines. Don't break the silence with a scream, though. It just makes the silence too loud to ignore. So, this isn't about confrontation either. This is about completion of a cycle. No, you're not going to fix your bloodline, but you can stop the silence with you, okay? Like I just spoke about my family. That helps me, or that helps or heals that family, because a lot of people in my family will lie and say, no, that never happened, when it very much did so. It did happen. You're just making it up. You're too sensitive. No, that truly did happen, and they don't want to take accountability for it, okay? That's them casting the curse. And if you're the one saying, no, that didn't happen, you're only feeding that, okay? So, stop the silence with you, even if it is a simple, even if it's just as simple as saying, you know what, that did happen. Or maybe maybe it'll be something as simple as saying something that nobody else in your family would say. I'll tell you what, me and a couple of my family members, we say exactly what we say when we want to say it, and a lot of people don't like it, but 2 of us are very close because we keep doing it, and we always laugh and joke about it. We're like, you know what, it is what it is. It is the truth, though. Yes, it might have came out harsh. Maybe he says it harshly, but it is still the truth. You can't cover it up. So we always laugh about it. Anyways, maybe you just need to allow yourself to cry for the moment because your ancestors had to stay strong. Maybe you're going to cry, or you need to cry for them because they didn't get to be able to. Even feeling an emotion fully and not apologizing for it, that needs to be for me, because I have been around so many abusive people that I apologize for things that I'm not even doing wrong. If you just walk past me, I'll be like, oh, I'm so sorry that I just, I knew I was in your way. That's terrible that I used to, I do it a lot. I did it way more, and I'm still working on that. I'm trying to break that habit. It's just because everyone always told me, they didn't want me alive. I was just around a lot of toxic, it started with my family, and then in some of my friend groups, and probably in some of my relationships, and if somebody gets just mad, I'll just apologize just for you know what, you're right, I did everything wrong, it's all my fault, because I don't want to argue. So you could just put the blame on me. It's okay. That's terrible. You're not the first one to feel this. And I hope I am confirming and helping some of you going, oh my God, that hits home, because you do it too. You're just the first one to say it out loud. It stops with me. I need to stop apologizing for breathing air, basically. And yes, I am going to be known because I am going to take up space, because you know what? I am tired of apologizing to just being alive. Because seriously, I've had to apologize several million times to people. I'm sorry that I'm breathing and that I'm still alive. People are mad at me right now to this day that I am still alive. I have a purpose. I'm not going to go anywhere. I'm going to still be here for as long as till the good Lord takes me. And trust me, I don't want to be in my 80s and 90s. I'd like to go a little sooner if possible, but it's not up to me. I'd rather be a spirit flying around, and I want to be a ghost so I can come back and haunt people and play jokes on them. I think that would be fun. Anyways, so when you feel your throat tighten it up, don't push it down. Just feel it and honor it. And know that you're not just healing, but you're doing something someone before you never got the chance to do. And that, my friends, is power. Because it was trusted in you to break it. So you might start feeling, or you might start having feelings, or always had that feeling that you're a stranger in your own family, that you just might not belong. That might actually start coming up for some of you right now, or some of you might have always had that feeling. You're just like a stranger, and it's just gonna happen. But it's because you need to stop pretending, okay? Because guess what? You don't fit in. You're not like them. You weren't meant to be like them. And the inside jokes, they're not gonna land like they used to anymore. This is you awakening up to the truth. When your energy upgrades, everything external that's still stuck in the old script is now gonna look out of place. That passive aggression, emotional avoidance, fake laughing, it's gonna feel unbearable to your soul, icky. You now hear the distortion. Just because you were raised in it doesn't mean you need to stay in it. Hallelujah on that. This means your spiritual coordinates are updating for love, but a cleaner love, a healthier love. Love without conditions, without control, without the silent agreements that you never signed up for. So if you catch yourself drifting or zoning out, take note that it's you finding clarity in the gap it's a gap that isn't a wound anymore. It's a window. What you do with it determines what you're going to pass down and what finally stops with you though. Okay, because remember, you're the awakened one. If you're watching this video, you are woke as fuck, okay? You are part of the collective. So, the test isn't for you to fit in. It's what you honor and what shaped you while you are surrendering to it. I don't know if that made any sense. You're not here to be like them. You're here to be the version of you your ancestors never had the freedom to be. That feeling of not belonging, that's not rejection. It's redirection. Remember, not everything sweet is meant to last. And some moments are meant to change everything. And that's what this full moon is totally going to bring in, okay? It's going to be powerful. Just like the last one in Scorpio. Ouch. I'll tell you what, that even took me on an emotional ride. Woo! I don't want to go down that again. This moon whispers, now or never. It's now, break free, or you're never going to have the opportunity to do it again, okay? While smiling, the moon is going to be like smiling, like it's going to give you a gift. It is going to give you a gift, but are you bold enough to taste that strawberry moon, what the strawberry moon's going to give? Strawberries bloom fast and then they vanish, right? Because sweetness isn't meant to be stored. It's meant to be felt in the present moment fully. You're getting a narrow window of spiritual clarity wrapped in beauty and urgency. This energy is tender, but it will be very powerful. The people who told you to be quiet and obedient Your obedience will pay off someday. They were just repeating what they were told. This moon won't stay silent, and some sweetness was never meant to be passed down. It was meant to be remembered. You're not betraying your family by becoming yourself. You're breaking the echo. You're biting into the moment that they never could. You're choosing to feel what they had to numb, to speak what they had to swallow. Yes, it might come with disapproval or guilt or weird looks or awkward silences, but it also comes from freedom with oxygen. That wild sensation with finally stepping into yourself that doesn't shrink for anyone anymore. So enjoy the confidence and clarity wrapped in the illusion of simplifying. Simple, I can't say that word. It's simplicity, whatever. Something about the P's and the F's and the Y's I have a hard time with, like specific or specific. The timing will be true, so take the bite. Even if the people around you don't understand, even if your voice cracks when you have to say, this stops with me. Once you do, you will taste the difference between inherited peace or real peace, between staying safe or finally being free. You're not destroying your roots. You're just going to stop pretending you never had wings, because you, my friends, it's time to fly from the little nest, and it's time to rise into your calling, your true purpose. You are the generational curse breaker. Congratulations, you were chosen. I now am gonna do a couple cards because some of you kind of hung in there with me. I totally appreciate this. So let's throw a couple cards out. We'll say this is for the 11th. I think I did one for the 10th already. Weeping Willow, family sorrow. It's gonna make some people upset. Plus, you're gonna see the true intentions of your family members. I have. That's why I don't talk to them anymore. I have a lot of them that did not want what was best for me. They wanted me to stay small. They were embarrassed of me because I would question things that they didn't want destroyed. Flag, don't be tempted to lower your standards. You know what? I kind of did today. I'm not gonna lie. I've been around work, like I'm at this new job of mine, and everyone I work with is super petty. They're also a lot younger than me too, so I didn't say anything, but I was just like, wow, all right. Needle and thread, a sincere wish will be granted. Some of you might have been had some dissatisfaction with life, but you are going to have a successful outcome to that dissatisfaction of your life. So there's something in your life you're not happy with. There's going to be a very successful outcome that's going to allow you to move forward, okay? And you'll be it's like you're going to break free from something. You might get some clarity, and all of a sudden, you know what? I'm going to be okay. And you walk away, and you're going to be happier. Like a weight is going to be lifted off of you. That's because someone in your family bloodline gave you a task. And once you complete it, that burden lifts. It's crazy. You are going to be playing a different role. Yay, I want to be playing a different role. And money path, a path with money is waiting for you just to find it. Anyways, let's get a couple of these cards. Oh, it came out quickly. It's time. It's time. It's time to rise. You're being asked to move forward towards that dream that you've been carrying in your heart. It's time to bring it out to the world. You're ready. It's time. We're going to do a couple of the dice. Let's do some dice. I'm doing all of them. For some reason, I hear someone in my head going, I want it all. So you might have someone really greedy around you. Or somebody was like, I just want it all. Like, no. And the number 5. 5. Expect sudden changes. 5 days, 5 o'clock. Right now on my clock, it says 10-11. So you're going to have an ending. Males, you're not going to be sad. You are going to move towards happiness because you're breaking free from something. You're not going to get the reward until you break free. Yeah, you're going to be moving away from someone who's not empathetic and they're really not educated. Like, I don't want to say that you're smarter than them, but you're actually emotionally evolving and you're becoming more emotionally mature. And I think the people around you or someone in your family around you is just not emotionally mature enough. So you're going to be moving away from that person. I also feel like they're kind of manipulative. And I think you see that. You're not going to be sad when you walk away from this person. It's going to actually liberate you. And then you're going to get a gift or reward. You're not going to get it until you do it. All right, let's do it again. All. I want it all. Yes, definitely you're going to get a great idea or someone is super smart. But I got a bulb. A bulb like a light bulb moment. Boom. You're going to get a great idea that's going to make you super happy. Some of you are going to be moving away from like a dark spiritual warfare type of energy. Sloth. Isn't that one of the deadly sins? Sloth. You're actually going to be blocked from it. You're leveling up. So again, when you level up, different devils, right? Some of you don't have love in your life because you need to open up your heart space. Some of you are not in love. You're actually just all about your money bags and your goals. Ain't nothing wrong with that. But usually that's when love hits you and we're going into an era of opening up your hearts. Some of you, a lot of you minorities will say out there, have a soul contract. You're going to be coming into an agreement. It's more like a phoenix rising type of energy. And some of you have royalty bloodlines and you need to act like it. So maybe look into your family tree and see if you have any royalty bloodlines because you've been acting too small. You all are getting a yes answer. Someone is getting a yes answer, whatever they wanted. And as we rise, we are going to see some people fall at this time. But I will tell you this, they were not sorry. They are not sad. They wanted to hurt you. They wanted to keep you small. And yeah, you're going to see a lot of the rise and the fall of things. And for some reason, I think the stock market might fall. I don't watch TV, so don't quote me. I don't know what's going on in the world, but that's coming out. Anyways, 5 and 3 is significant. So 3 days, 3 o'clock. Do things come to you in threes? Threes are usually a sign of breaking something karmic, and then 5s are sudden, abrupt changes. So expect changes and just go with the flow, okay? Because this moon might bring in some major shifts. I think I said that in my all signs reading. Let's just end this reading because I don't know what else to do. I really don't want to do any. Well, you know what? The untold silence, huh? All right, before I read that card, let's pull from this deck because it keeps kind of calling for me. What does the collective need to know? What did I say? This is for June 11th? 10th and 11th. What do we need to know? New contracts, lover's card. That's air sign energy. This is true love. Now, that's awesome. The universe is going to make Look at this card. The sign of like the universe is bringing two people together. That's what I was trying to say. I don't know why I couldn't say it. It's true love. It's true unconditional love. It's twin flames. It's soulmates. It's life partners. So if you're single out there, you're not going to be anymore. The universe is conspiring in our favors. A lot of you are going to be doing a lot of healing work. I know I need to start. And I know that I have healed a lot because I've had some tests around me and now it doesn't bother me, but it kind of does a little bit. Like it kind of pulls on my energy a little bit. Like when I'm around a group of petty people, they kind of drain my energy a little bit. Not that I'm giving them energy, it's just, they're kind of exhausting. Just to listen to them, I'm like, God, don't you guys got something more happier or positive to talk about instead of everybody else at the workplace? Like, that's terrible. Anyways, I don't want to give that energy to you. Let me clear that. All right, fire signs. Fire signs, what message do you have? Oh, something might just pop out of nowhere. You might get an unexpected visitor, so be careful. These are too many cards, so I'm going to put them back. Well, at least all the ones face down. How about that? Fire signs, you're carrying a heavy burden, but you're completing something and your soul is going to be able to rest, which means you're breaking a karmic contract because now you know the truth and there was an injustice or you made a balance. Oh, fire sign, you've been carrying a heavy burden, but your soul can now rest because you have the truth. You did an injustice towards someone who really was a good mom, an empress. You didn't see her for her worth, and now you're waking up to that. But your soul can rest because the contract is now broken. You are free, but you did say a lot of lies, so you are going to reap what you sowed. You wanted this person to feel small, and now you're going to carry the 10 of Wands. Cycle, completion of a cycle, but now you got a heavy burden. So you need to either forgive yourself for a wrongdoing, okay? Because that's a very heavy burden. You made this empress go through hell. But it was a karmic contract, so the contract's fulfilled, but now you're going to be carrying that and you need to like forgive yourself and release that, okay? Because you had to do it so this empress could be the empress status. And an empress has to go through hell to get all the blessings, to be the mom, to be the nurturer, you know, she's a natural nurturer. She's all four queens wrapped in one. So you actually helped her bring balance, 4 different aspects of a queen into one, you know. So you did help her. So don't look at it as a total negative. Look at it as, okay, 2 souls learned their lessons. The contract is now done, but don't carry that anymore. It's over. You're not what you were, and she's not what she was. Now she's empress status. Anyways, there is a good change coming for everyone. And in that situation, it was a good change, even though that empress you probably put that empress through a lot of hell. But it was a good change in the long run. Let's just say that. Moving on. Air sign males. I do see, no, I'm sorry. Why did I say, ooh, air sign males, you're going to be giving a couple love, or you're going to be finding love either with yourself or giving it to someone else, because this actually is the Knight of Cups, which is a small love offer. It's just a knight, but it's still a love offer. I do see some traveling going on around the full moon, but it has something to do with love. It's going to put some people in their heart spaces. But I meant to say water signs, maybe you're thinking about offering love. Oh, you're thinking about offering love. Water signs, you might be thinking about offering love, but you've been feeling at a loss, or you're looking at your losses instead of what you could gain. Anyways, this is karma. Something from your past is going to come back around. But you do need to be in your heart spaces. You're not listening to your intuition at this time, and you need to, especially because you're a water sign and the moon is your, you know, usually touches you the most. Moving on. A lot of you might be going within because you have an inner knowing about something. Okay. And a lot of you are going to be releasing. It's mostly karmic, and it has something to do with your money. So it's not time to do the whole like healing the money thing, but you do need to heal your relationship with money in a sense. Maybe in your like you didn't grow up with money, so now that you do have it, you kind of cling on to it. You need to heal that part of you so that you have a healthy and balanced relationship with money. You don't need to cling on to it. You can't take it with you. What are you clinging on for it for? If you were blessed to have money, you should be trying to help someone who does not. And I know when I had money, I was helping other people as well. And it does come back to you, just so you know. A lot of you are not on your purpose because you're allowing yourself to be held back by some sort of demon spirit. It's a female energy. I'm getting the Jezebel spirit, but I could be wrong. It could be someone bitter and jealous, and I don't know. Definitely manipulative. You're not on your purpose, and you need to get away from this. You need to separate yourself so you can be on your purpose. The longer you stay with this female energy, the more money you're going to lose. Because that's about to get real toxic real soon, if not already. Okay? So break free. Help will not be arriving. This is something you have to do on your own. Looking at your losses instead of what you already have. So be grateful. Switch your perspective. Be grateful for what you already have. Things might someone's going to run away. I'm going to tell you that right now. Someone's going to find out the truth. Give me a second. And they are going to probably take off running. Yep, secrets are out. There's going to be a separation. Someone might get ghosted. Don't be surprised. That's this energy. Someone's mask fell off. Don't try to manifest at this time, okay? Try to release. Definitely do my affirmations. I gave each individual sign an affirmation to do, so that will help you bring in this power energy for your sign. And you can also go to your sun sign and then try to go to your moon sign too. Because some of us are actually more channeled. You're going to be more channeled on your moon sign because this is moon energy coming in. Because Jupiter is also in Cancer, and Cancer's ruling planet is the moon. So there you go. 3 of Pentacles. Whatever you've been working on, keep working at it. You are going to get rewarded for it, okay? So just keep working on what you've been working on. You know, you are going to reap a reward. It will come with money. There's just been some delays in it, and there is a reason. Remember, it's protection. Okay? Just letting go. All right, I'm getting the same story over and over. Let's see. Bottom of the deck. You're waiting on communication. Kids are going to be significant. Maybe somebody's got something to say, but kids, something about a child wanting to offer their cup. Maybe a kid doesn't feel like they have much to offer. Maybe your child feels that way. Maybe you have a child that doesn't feel worthy enough. Maybe you need to sit down and talk to them. Also, I get that apologies. You might end up getting apologies, or you need to forgive yourself or forgive someone that did you wrong. And it could be a family member. But children are significant. The secrets are going to come out. Oh, wow. If you're in this Queen of Cups energy, let's say you were taken advantage of and you're a Queen of Cups, you're just a sweetheart. You're loving and kind to everyone around you. The secret's out. You're going to be, your name's cleared. You didn't do anything wrong. and you're going to be handed a new, loving, new beginning. You're going to have emotional fulfillment, and you will be with your kids. Something did not work out, but that's course correction at this time, especially if you have kids. Let's say you're a mom that loves your kids. Something was not supposed to happen, and it's going to correct itself. Maybe somebody lied or stole or something, whatever the case may be. That's the universe is going to restore that, and it's going to bring in, it's going to be 10 times better. You're going to have a new emotional beginning. That's the Ace of Cups. Anyways, the card that came out, the Untold, hidden knowledge. Perfect, right? When prayers go up, blessings come down. This is a spiritual hierarchy of beings on which the regulation of the universe depends on. From every cloud and movement of the wind to the planets, the sun and moon and stars are all purposely being guided by beings beyond our imagination. This card is to let you know that help is on the way and the divine sees all. The veil will be lifted to reveal some of the hidden truths or knowledge that were kept from us. Certain people either manipulated or stayed by choice in the illusions that were created by the powers that were, to only keep us separated from the truth and from the light that was already within. They will all be exposed. This card could also mean that someone will be leaving or moving out of your life for good, and in return, you will also be receiving a big blessing for all of your hard work. Know that your prayers have been heard. Our blessings come in many forms, and it may come as a person or people, money, or an opportunity that will help us on our destined path, sometimes even to get us to our next blessing. Know that you are divinely protected and loved and cared for, and everything has a divine order and timing that all goes according to the plan. There is always a bigger picture, even if you don't see it yet. Pay attention to your dreams, allow, surrender, and go with the flow. Hidden knowledge is coming to light, peoples. Well, that was beautiful. Also, what I was also getting, someone might be trying to keep two people separated. They will be exposed, and they're going to feel it's shame. Remember, silence protects shame. So if, let's say, you're in a twin flame union, okay, or you're, you and your husband, somebody's been trying to break your guys' marriage up, that's going to backfire totally, and that person's going to probably be left out in the cold. Whatever the intent was done to harm a certain person, that is all going to come back. That bitterness, that jealousy, it always goes back to the person. It has to go somewhere. That's why they're saying a loving and kind person, keep trying. If you are the sensitive person and you're loving and kind, let's say you're the Queen of Cups, transmute that energy. Don't return to sender. Transmute it, because they will all wake up and they're going to feel so guilty, because you know what God does? God puts that person and sets a table for everyone to watch. That's what always happens. And trust me, I have lost many things in my life, but I'll tell you one thing. Every time God has leveled me up, he's leveled me up higher each time than before. So that somebody out there needed to hear that, because I am confirmation, I am proof. And if you're at the level that I'm at right now, we's about, because trust me, I've been living on $60 for, like, let's say weeks. You know what I mean? Like, telling you, like, when I say, times are hard, it's been rough, but you know what? I've been okay. I'm still grateful every day. I've got, somehow I gotten it all together, but you know what that tells me? That tells me I'm about to be leveled up and, wish fulfillment. Let's just say that, because I have been down. I've lost my house before. I've been homeless, probably 3 times in my life, but every time he took everything away from me, he gave me something better within that week. Like, it was crazy. So don't worry, you're not alone. We're all on, we all got paths that we're all walking, and we're all just trying to get through it, and, but definitely savor the present moment. Tomorrow is not promised, and your future hasn't even came yet, so I wouldn't worry. Once you find peace and calm in your present moment, and you're not worried about your future, and you're not anxious, that's when life just happens. And then you see the miracles. So anyways, take care out there. Let's all release, get this all out of our system. And when we all return back to each other, we're all going to be happy and healthy. Why? Because not only are we going to receive, we're detoxifying all this ugly stuff. Now we're able to receive and love even better and healthier and cleaner, right? Even for ourselves, so this is all about us being our truthful and honest selves, our true, authentic, higher selves, right? That's what this is all about. And we're not going to apologize anymore for being us. We don't need to be. We were made for a specific purpose and reason, because if we weren't meant to be here, God would take us out and put us somewhere else where we would be needed. So we're all needed. We're all on this planet, and there is a reason for it, right? There's a bigger plan. And right now we are all transitioning and moving to the era of Aquarius, the new age of Aquarius, which is all about unity, love, and humanity. And if you are greedy, and if you think money's gonna get you where you need to be, not in the new age, no sirree. So get rid of that old mentality, because when the new age does hit, and we don't know when that's gonna be just yet, we're transitioning to it. And right now, I'll tell you, we are just sitting at the gates of Aquarius. We're just sitting. It's like a king walked up to his little kingdom. He hasn't entered his kingdom yet, but he's just looking around going, all right, this is what I got. This is what I'm dealing with. So that's where we're at. We're at, and when the new age hits, it's going to affect the entire world, okay? Because just like the Ice Age, when that hit, what did it do? It froze the whole world. It causes a shock. When every time you get into a new age or a new era, it has to shock the entire world for the entire world to change. And if everyone wants to be mean and greedy and all that, I don't know what is going to happen to change the perspective of the world, because that's actually what's going to happen. So anyways, please like, share, and subscribe. Good luck to everybody. Get into your heart spaces and let's clear this all out and break these family generational curses and chains. I mean, I got to do it a long time ago, but I know a couple things did come to me and I was like, oh, okay, yeah, that's minor, but I'll get to that. I'll do that. So anyways, take care of yourselves, drink plenty of water, and definitely be safe around the full moon, okay? Namaste.